You know that feeling, right? If you're over 60, you've probably felt it. You're doing everything you're supposed to, but your blood pressure still feels like a total wild card. It is so frustrating. But what if the real driver behind it isn't just the usual suspects, like pills or just getting older? What if it's something as simple and as powerful as your breath? Let's dig into this. This right here is the core idea from one of Japan's most respected and oldest doctors. And it's such a powerful shift. Instead of feeling like you're fighting your body, this whole approach is about partnering with it. It's about gently guiding it back to a place of balance. It suggests that control isn't just possible, it's actually your body's natural state. And this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you have the common view, what we're always told. It's about pills, it's a heart problem, it's just a part of aging. But on the other hand, there's this hidden driver, and that's where we're going to focus. It's about your breathing, your nervous system, and the quiet stress that runs in the background. So let's just get right into it. For so many people, this is actually a nervous system problem. This idea completely reframes the whole issue. See, high blood pressure isn't just a number on a machine, it's a reflection of how safe and secure your body feels. And what we know is that after 60, our nervous system can get a little more sensitive, which means the way we breathe has a much bigger impact. This is the key mechanism at play. Even when you feel perfectly calm on the outside, your body might be running a low-level stress program underneath. Shallow, almost unnoticed breathing acts like a constant, quiet alarm bell for your brain. Your brain thinks there's a threat, so it keeps your blood vessels just a little bit tight. And over months and years, that quietly nudges your blood pressure up. And that's why medication alone might not feel like the whole answer. And you can probably see how this cycle plays out. It all starts with a feeling. Maybe you're worried or just feeling rushed. Your breathing gets a little shallower. That breath pattern signals to your brain, hey, stay on guard, which in turn keeps your blood vessels tight and your pressure stays up. It just feeds on itself. But the really good news is you can step in and interrupt this cycle at any point. So how do we do that? Well, our first technique is all about immediate relief. I want you to think of the physiologic sigh as the emergency brake for your nervous system. It's what you use when you feel that tension building and you need fast, tangible relief. And it is so simple. You might even think there's no way that works, but it does. All you do is take 2 gentle inhales through your nose, one right after the other, kind of like a quick double sniff. And then you let out one long, slow, complete exhale through your mouth. That's it. The magic is in that long, extended release. So when do you pull this tool out of your toolkit? Well, it's perfect to do right before you check your blood pressure, especially if that makes you anxious. Use it anytime you feel that wave of stress coming on, or you just feel a tightness in your chest. The result? It's often immediate. You'll literally feel your shoulders drop, your heartbeat slow down, and this instant sense of release. So why does this work so fast? It's not magic, it's pure physiology. That long exhale is the key. It directly stimulates something in your body called the vagus nerve. The easiest way to think about the vagus nerve is that it's the literal brake pedal for your body's stress response. This technique just reminds your body how to find and press that pedal. Okay, so that emergency brake is fantastic for in the moment relief. But what about long-term change? Our second technique, box breathing, is all about building stability. This is how you start to retrain your nervous system for a lasting sense of calm. The structure is what makes this so incredibly effective. It's this predictable, even rhythm. You just gently inhale to a count of 4. You hold your breath for 4. You exhale for 4. And you pause for 4 before you start all over again. See the box? That even timing teaches your nervous system patience and control. It breaks that old habit of rushed, anxious breathing. Now, box breathing is for a different kind of moment. You'll want to use this one when you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe your emotions just feel a little all over the place. It's also fantastic to do right before sleep. The result isn't that sudden whoosh of release, but more of a growing feeling of being grounded. It quiets down all that mental noise and creates a predictable sense of calm. The science behind this is pretty cool. This steady rhythm actually helps your heart and lungs start to work together in a more coordinated way. This improves something called heart rate variability, which is really just a fancy term for your body's ability to adapt to stress. So you see, it's not about forcing yourself to be calm. It's about making your whole system more flexible and resilient. All right, we have our emergency brake and we have our stability trainer. Now for the final stage, making calm automatic. This is where we talk about resonance breathing. It's how we move from a practice you do to a state you just are. You can think of resonance breathing as creating a kind of muscle memory for your nervous system. By practicing a steady, gentle rhythm for just a few minutes every day, your nervous system actually starts to memorize that pace. It begins to prefer it. So even when you're not actively thinking about it, your body naturally wants to return to this calmer, more balanced rhythm. So, how does this actually help your blood pressure? Well, the consistent practice strengthens your body's baroreceptors. Those are the internal sensors that are constantly monitoring and regulating your blood pressure. When they get more responsive, your body gets much, much better at regulating pressure all by itself. And that means fewer sharp spikes and a steadier, healthier baseline. So, knowing the techniques is one thing, right? But actually fitting them into your life is a whole other story. So, let's talk about how to create a gentle rhythm for yourself. The whole key here is to make this an easy and kind part of your day, not just another chore to check off your list. And this is the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? The idea of adding one more to do to your life can feel so daunting. But the guidance here is incredibly gentle and practical, and I think you're going to really appreciate it. The whole approach is called kind consistency. First, and this is important, just throw the whole idea of discipline out the window. This is an invitation, not a chore. A great tip is to tie the practice to something you already do, like right after your morning coffee. Start with just 1 or 2 minutes, that's it, and approach it with curiosity, not with any big expectations. Just see what happens. And before you even take that first conscious breath, remember this. Your body needs to feel safe before it will truly relax. These tiny physical cues are incredibly powerful. Just sit with your feet flat on the floor, consciously let your shoulders soften and drop, unclench your jaw. These simple actions send a powerful signal to your nervous system that it's safe to let go, which makes the breathing techniques way more effective. And this really is the ultimate goal, the big takeaway. By starting with these small, kind, consistent invitations to your body, you're doing so much more than just managing moments of stress. You're actually teaching your body a new way of being. Calm stops being this activity you have to practice, and it just starts to become your new normal. It becomes something you are,